Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to another Power Pack episode of RightCast, your go-to podcast for international education. I'm your host, Richa Pandey. Today we are joined by truly special guest, Mr. Scott Bushell, the head of international recruitment at Regent College London. Regent College London is one of the leading institutions known for its student-focused approach, practical programs, and vibrant campus life in heart of London. So let's welcome Scott. Welcome to RightCast, Scott.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling to be here in Nepal?
Very happy. It's been my first week here and really enjoyed traveling around your beautiful country. It really has been wonderful.
Okay, so let's dive into conversation. I would like to initiate our conversation asking you about the UK education system.
Yes.
Like every country has its own way of teaching style,
Yes.
So what makes UK education system stand out for international students?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think that in the UK, we still have a very good reputation of delivering very practical programs. So teaching is very practical. Lecturers tend to come from an industry background, not just from an academic background. So they are able to kind of teach in a practical way, but also the way that the course is structured. The assessment, of course, is usually a continuous assessment. So students don't really need to worry about having an end of year exam. They will be tested continuously. And I think that is really important in terms of practical learning because they're constantly engaged in the programme rather than saving everything until the end of the year and doing one exam. The way that we teach is very interesting because we teach in small groups. So we teach in groups of 15 to 30. And that's really important because it means that the academic knows each of the students. But more importantly, the reason that that's great is that students learn through interactivity. So they're communicating with each other, they're problem solving, they're using analytical skills as well as presentation, communication skills. And they're also learning about intercultural, how to communicate effectively with different students from different cultures. So I think that in answer to your question, it's the program itself, it's the way that the lecturers and the academics are teaching, but also the way that the students are learning by interacting with each other.
All right, Scott. So London is more than a big brain and red buses,
Yes.
It's a city, lots of opportunities.
Yes.
So how can a student grab that opportunity in London?
Yes, I think I'm a little bit biased. I went to university in London myself, so I know London well. But I think everybody would agree that London is a multicultural city. So the first thing is that Nepalese students are not going to feel very uncomfortable. They're going to feel quite comfortable because they'll recognise lots of different cultures. So that's the first thing. I think that they'll feel quite comfortable when they get there. But something that we believe in very strongly is that, of course, the academic programme is important, but perhaps more important is the opportunity to get some work experience. So we suggest that students, while they're in London, utilise their 20 hours per week during term time to try and get some work experience. And we're there to help them get that work experience. Now, the fact is that 70% of international students in London are working. That's the highest of any city in the UK. Every city in the UK will have its benefits, but I'm just talking about London to answer your question. So I think that apart from the cultural, opportunities that you've mentioned, the work opportunities are there in London. We have campuses, for example, 15 minutes from the financial centre of the city with a capital C. So you've got banking, but you've also got all the law courts. You've got IT and innovation. You've also got some of the best teaching hospitals. So students that are interested in health, social care, have the opportunity to access all of these wonderful companies. So I always talk from quite a vocational perspective because I think that's the most important thing, apart from their studies and apart from enjoying the culture, that they should take away with them.
Okay.
Okay.
So there are lots of colleges in the London, but what's the one thing that makes Regent College call the second home for the students?
Yes. Well, I'm glad you call it a second home, because the first thing you should know is that we're quite a small college. We are in total 8,000 students, 7,000 are domestic, British, and 1,000 are international students. So students are not going to feel overwhelmed by hundreds and hundreds of students. They're going to get to know British students and other international students, so it's going to be quite familiar. I mentioned the class size. We limit the class size, as I said, to 30 students. Very often we'll run a course with only 15 students.
Okay.
So that means that there's a community within the classroom, but also there's a community outside of the classroom. We have 5 campuses in London, and each of those campuses will accommodate about 500 students. So again, it's not an overwhelming or daunting prospect for students. They will have other students in similar positions as them, and we have some Nepalese students studying there, so there'll be a point of contact. We also assign to every student a dedicated client support officer. So if a student has a problem, a pastoral issue, it may be accommodation, or it may be adjusting to the UK weather or food or whatever, then there's going to be a point of contact there to support them. In the classroom, every student will have an appointed academic support officer. So if they're struggling with their studies, for example, academic writing, they'll have academic support with the academic support officer, but also the program leader, and then the head of school and the dean if they need to escalate an issue. So the point is that there'll always be a point of contact, a point of reference if the student needs that support. So we like to think that we're a small college, we're supportive, the client comes first, they're number one, and we call our students clients, which means that they get the best client service. And one last fact that I'll leave you with, we ask students at the end of every semester to fill in questionnaires. And also for the purposes of the Office for Students, which we're regulated by, we supply student satisfaction details, and Regent College London has a student satisfaction of 93%.
Amazing.
That's really good. So we're not sure about the 7% that may have issues, but 93% is something we're really very, very proud of. Because at the end of the day, this is why we're doing what we're doing, and you're doing what you're doing. For the benefit of the student must be happy and they must be fulfilled. So I hope they feel it's a second home.
So being the head of the international recruitment, what do you think, what are the major, demand courses in Regent College London?
Yes, we have a number of master's programs, but it depends on the market. In Nepal, we find that the undergraduate courses are most popular. And I would say that health and social care is becoming more and more popular. Students that want to go into nursing or healthcare can do 3 years on our program. The second year, we provide a placement in a local healthcare provider, so they get hands-on experience. So that course is growing in numbers. Then probably the business management course. That is a course which will deal and focus on multiple areas of business, marketing, strategy, human resource management, finance. And then the student can focus more clearly in second and third year on their area of interest. So that's very popular as well. And last but not least is the software engineering, Bachelor's of Software Engineering. And the reason that students like that is because of the vocational opportunities that it offers. Many of our students go into cybersecurity, agile programming, or web architecture. So there are multiple opportunities for them to go into the workplace quite quickly, and there's real demand there. Okay,
thank you, Scott. So now we have a few questions from our students.
Wonderful.
I'll just ask you the questions, and you just have to reply to that. Okay? So let's get started. Um, One of our students, Arjun, has asked, do lecturers make classes interesting and interactive?
Yes, absolutely. Because we teach in small groups of 15 to 30, it means that there is the opportunity to interact directly between the academic and the students, but also we set a lot of project work, presentations, group presentations, and divide students into small groups. So it's about learning through doing.
Okay. So let's move to another question. Ravi has asked, can I switch courses if I change my mind?
Yes, it's possible. It depends on the course that the student has come on. So if they've come on a technical course like software engineering, it would be more difficult. But if a student wants to go from health to business, as long as they provide a strong rationale, not a problem.
Okay. Now, last question. How do international students make friends there? Kavita has asked that.
Yes. So first of all, in the classroom, small groups, so they should get to know all of their classmates. But outside, we arrange lots of activities, going to museums, enjoying the culture, but doing activities as well together, like art.
Yeah.
This is a great way for students from all different cultures to find out about each other and to make friendships.
So Scott, it's a fun round. We have myth and fact. I'll read aloud a statement and you have to just see myth or fact. Okay? Let's get started.
Okay.
So, Regent College is all work, no play, no fun student life. Is it a myth or fact?
That's a myth.
Okay. And another is, you can't switch courses once you start.
It's a myth.
Myth. And Regent College does not offer any scholarship or financial aid.
That's a myth.
That's a myth, right? So, a Regent degree won't give you a competitive edge. Is it so?
That's a myth.
London rains all the time, so it's a gloomy place to live. Is it so?
It's a myth.
That's a myth. The support ends once classes are over. Is it so?
That's a myth.
Okay. Thank you so much for debunking these myths or facts.
Thank you.
Hope our students are clear. So, as we wrap up, I would like to ask you last question. Any students or listeners that are listening to us right now who are planning to go to study in UK, what one piece of advice would you like to give to them?
Yeah, I think it's so important that they understand which city they're going to, look at the cost of living, look at the way of life there and make sure it's the right city for them. And secondly, look into the university that you're applying to. Whichever university it is, there are multiple universities, multiple cities. One of those will be right for the student, and it's really important that they make the right choice. That's why we interview every student to make sure they're happy before they come to Regent College.
Okay. Thank you so much, Scott, for giving such insightful information to our students.
Thank you.
Hope they will take it. Thank you so much for your time. It was great talking to you.
Great. Thank you. You're a great interviewer.